Ben here with Tiger Scorpion Self-Defense Tactics. Today I'm going over some Iron Fist training, and I'm going to show you some Street Muay Thai strikes also to start out with, and then I'll show you some of my Iron Fist training later on. So first I'll get into my strikes, and then I'll go talk a little bit about the boring stuff. Alright, so back up. I got my feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, hands are up, don't hurt me type of style, and I take one step back like this, and this is my fighting position. First strike I'm gonna go over is the karate chops. So when I'm in this position, all I am doing is turning my hips and extending out my arm for the chop. So it goes like that. Just like that. Do the other side. That is the chop. So it's pretty much just making an X in front of you like that. Coming back to the open hand position. Our power comes from our hips and the turn of our waist. So we're extending our arm and just throwing our arm out there too at the same time. Alright, so next I'm gonna go over my fist. So fist strikes are basically in the same spot. We're getting our power from our hips when we turn like this. We're closing our fist, hands, extending, coming back like that. See? Remember when you're doing your punches that from your elbow all the way to your middle knuckle right here needs to be a straight line. See it? Straight line right there. This is where your power and impact, just like a hammer drill, does a lot more damage when you have that aligned. So when I do my straight punches, you don't have that connection as much. It only hits right about there. For my Wing Chun style cannon punches, I love these because these are directed from your legs all the way up through your hips, so you get a lot more power for a short distance. Alright, so those are my Wing Chun cannon punches. I call them cannon punches actually. Next up, let's go into our hooks. So when we do our hooks, all we are is pulling our elbow up, so it's going to like this, so we're extending at the same time. So our hooks come out like this, so it's coming out straight. Just like that. All our power comes from our hips to extend it into our fists. Let's go into uppercuts. So our uppercuts, it's from the same position. We're just doing an X kind of style, meeting the chin. So it comes in, just like that. Alright, so we got our chops, punches, uppercuts, yay. Now we're going to go into my elbow strikes. Some of my favorite thing, Muay Thai elbow strikes are really fun to do. So let's get into it. So when we do our elbow strikes, all we are is extending our hip, traveling up our hip like this. Just like that. Now we're going to do hook style. So hooks, we're going across for a cut and get a good cut through it. Remember, our hips are turning with the give us our powers from our hips. All right, so we got our uppercut hooks. When we do our elbows, remember our hand placement, like when we go to do our hooks, make sure it's going the other side of your face like that. Don't go like this. So it goes across. Now for our uppercuts, we're going across our face this way, so up like that. All right, now your downward, I don't use these elbows, but you can do a downward elbow strike. Your hands are going down like that, just like that. All right, let's talk about blocks. So I prefer offense. If you're destroying the attacker, it's a whole lot better. So if you're, instead of just blocking, blah blah blah, you're gonna make your opponent pay for what coming in with their hands or whatever strike it is. So from this position, I'm gonna meet their hands with the elbow. All right. That's when their fist comes in, and they meet the elbow, is a good chance of breaking their fist, jarring the wrist, breaking the wrist, or whatever else. So I use a lot of my elbows for blocks. I can even step back and use it. So also when guarding myself from my lower spots, I also use my elbows. Elbow strikes down, elbow strikes down, just like that. See, I got more variety of control and defense from here up. I ain't gotta use my hands, I can use my elbow to pay for it, make them pay for it. Bah! I can drop that elbow down on there. Doesn't matter if it's a leg, foot, whatever. Let's get into leg. So defensive wise, when there's leg kicks, if I advance, I use my knees a lot. My knees are, since I got a lot more speed than most people, I just move in and hit them with that knee real quick. As soon as their leg looks like their leg's about to go up, I meet that side with the leg, I mean the knee. So I'll knee them, cut them off, or I'll step in and knee. Either way, I can also deflect it with a butterfly knee out like that and step in for another off to the side. That goes into my blocks. That's my block. So let's get into talking real quick about the iron fist training I'm about to show you. So iron fist training, it's important. So when you're striking, doing your iron fist training, this area right here for your karate chops is what you're going to be doing. The chop is very effective. A lot of people talk about the karate chop not being great. Oh, it doesn't work. But I'm here to tell you, and I can prove it to you, that it's wrong. If you look at some of the older type of martial artists that did a lot of iron fist training with their blocks, they break tons of blocks. And there's one, I can't remember his Massa Umis, or so, I can't remember his name, but he kills bulls with the karate chop, chops their horns off, everything like that. So karate chops, if you perfect it, are very effective for destroying the arms, knocking people out and stuff like that. All right, so we talked about the punches, and let's get into my videos. Alright, been here with Tiger Scorpion Self-Defense Tactics. Today I'm going over iron fist training, doing some karate chops, some punching on the tree, First, let's talk about how you do this training. So first off, do not just go out there and start on something super hard. Start with like maybe a sandbag and progress from there. Don't just go out and do what I'm doing, hitting on trees. I've been doing it for a couple years now, and it's one of my daily trainings. I just wanted to let everybody else see it so they could try it out themselves. So first off, starting out with your chop, you want to start out softly. You just want to do your chops to the point where it kind of hurts, but you don't want to overemphasize it to the point that you end up breaking your hand. Or if you're doing iron fist punches, you don't want to be hitting it as hard as you can, break knuckles or jar your wrist back, especially if you ain't doing the right types of punches. Now for the chop, you're hitting with this part here. You're not going here. It's long. There's a nice little bone and soft spot here that you're using. For the fist, all right, remember from your elbow to your knuckle, for the middle knuckle, it has to be a straight line. You want straight, solid punches, just like a jackhammer. Bam, bam, bam. Jackhammer goes in and out. It's very, when you get this down pat, you'll be able to do a ton of damage with your punches and barely have to put anything behind it. As long as you're using your hip rotations into it, the power just comes there. And you feel it just from, you look at Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch. He does it with all of a sudden burst just coming up his leg, bring transfer of power from his leg all the way up his hips to his fist, and he was able to do so much damage with being only 140 something pounds. But let's get into this training.